Hello again there folks, Lone Adventurer here. Thank you very much for stumbling your way upon my channel and joining me for a brand new adventure. But this is a game I've played before. This is going to be a playthrough of Grotten, one bit deeper. If you want to watch my first playthrough of the video, I'll pop a link up in the corner of the screen right about now and down in the description below. Now I thought I would do another quick playthrough of this game, partly because I kind of needed a little palate cleanser. I needed to play a game that didn't require too much brain power on my behalf, and that's not going to be necessary with this game because I know it already and because it's a pretty straightforward game. Despite its apparent simplicity, I mean you can see just how small this book is. Despite its apparent simplicity, it was one of my gaming highlights of 2024. I just really like this game. I think probably because I am a sucker for pleasing aesthetics, and I just liked this little square book with the one-bit design aesthetic, and it's a re-implementation of sorts of Dark Fort, which is a simple system linked to Morkborg that I became somewhat obsessed with last year. And so we're going to do another playthrough. I'm not going to use the tiles in this game. Am I going to use the tiles? We might have to use the tiles to generate the rooms, but I'm not going to lay them out. So I'm going to draw the map on this piece of paper. Simply for ease of play. It got a bit fiddly having the tiles off to one side, and this way I can have you a little bit closer to the book. But if you want to see the tiles in action, you can watch the first video. It's dangerous to go alone. I love this little wizard dude, and as I said, just the 8-bit art in general was very pleasing in this. We're going to get straight into it. We're going to generate our character. Here is character creation. We're going to roll 2d4 for each ability, subtract the first die from the second. This is your ability modifier. Alright, we might re-roll some of these if they end up all being awful. For purposes of the video, I don't think we want to have our character being too rubbish. But here we go. 1 -1, so that would be a strength modifier of 0. Do I want to be that rubbish at fighting? Okay, we're going to have one more attempt. 3, 1. Okay, so we're going to have a strength. That's better. I mean, I know that's, technically cheating, but I want to have a character that has a sort of a slight fighting chance to show off the game a little bit. Okay, agility. 1, 2. So we've got an agility of -1. And agility is for fleeing and avoiding attacks. Presence is next, which is for ranged fighting, spell casting and bargaining. 2, 4. So what do? We subtract the second from the first. Is that right? First from second. Is that what I was doing up until now? 4 - 2. So that gives us a presence of 2. Apologies if, in addition to my little cheat, I messed up my maths there, but we're going to stick with what we've got. So was that 2? It's pretty decent. And then finally toughness, which is all about resisting poisoning and disease and endurance type stuff. 2, 3. So we've got a toughness of 1. So all in all, for whatever reason, I think those stats have ended up not too shabby. And we need our HP, which will be 6 plus D6 plus toughness. Oh, look at that. That's big. That's good. 6 plus 6 plus 1. So we have got an HP of 13. Then we've got an optional bit here. Choose 2 of the 4 main abilities and switch these modifiers so they make sense for your character concept. Then roll a melee or a ranged weapon, 1 armor and 1 scroll. So we'll stick with what we've got. We're going to roll for a weapon, a melee or a ranged weapon. What do we want? We'll stick with a melee weapon, I think. And we're doing some lucky rolling here. That is a long sword, which does D8 damage. I think, considering the fact that I re-rolled my strength, I might drop that down to a slightly weaker weapon in the interest of full transparency and fairness. So we are going to have a hand axe, which does D6 damage. Okay, and we get an armour. 4, that gives us light armour, which is minus D2. And we get a scroll. 3 gives us an elemental missile. So it looks like scrolls are always attacking. They're an attack thing. And so we've got an elemental missile which does D8 damage. And we start with D4 luck. 1. And we can use luck to deal maximum damage of 1 attack or to re-roll a die. So there we go. We have got all the rules here on this spread, believe it or not. A couple of additional rules there for co-op play, some optional bits and pieces. But the way it works is we will create our character. We've done that. Start on the entrance tile and then flip the tile to see where we're going to go. So let me just grab the tiles. So this is our entrance tile. We're coming in and we've got 3 options, and then each option will have a door that represents it. So I'll pop the doors over there for the time being. We're going to draw our entrance down here. I guess we need to decide which way to go, really. Flip the tile you want to enter, rotate the tile clockwise until the path meets. An exit that meets a wall cannot be passed, and then roll for an encounter, and then crack on. So I'm just going to turn to the next table, the next page, and this is the encounter table that we will be rolling on. So we're going to go left. Here's our door. Notice that this door has no lock on it. Some of them have a lock, and if we come across a locked one, that means we need a key to enter. And I suppose, well, it says here that if you were playing with a GM, you might consider opening it in other ways, like bashing it with a strength test or picking the lock with a presence. I mean, we could do that in this game as well. So there we go. And what is our encounter going to be in here? This is a D20 table. So if we roll a 1 to a 3, the area is empty. 4 to a 6, we have discovered a structure. 7 to 9, a treasure. 10 to 12, an NPC. 13 to 17, a monster. And 18 to 20, it's the boss. So you could encounter the boss straight away as the rules are written. 9. So that gives us some treasure. Good news. Turn to the treasure table. So this here is the treasure table, and we have got D66 items, however many items that is. We're going to roll 2d6. The blue dice will be the tens digit, and the red dice will be the ones. So we've rolled a 44, and that gives us, it's very small writing, so you won't be able to read it, but that gives us a lockpick, interestingly, which is worth 10 silver, requires presence DR10 to unlock any door, can be used until an attempt fails, then the lockpick breaks. So we'll start a little items section here. I'm going to make up a little reference, T and then the number, treasure table 44, so that I don't have to write down how you use it. I can just refer back to that as and when we need to. I think we will carry on in this direction. Let's see what happens. 13. That gives us a monster. Oh, wait a minute. We need to find out what the room is first. And we do actually have a lock. So the door here is locked. So I guess I have to handle it a little bit differently. I mean, if we were using the tiles, we would just pop that tile down and that would remind us that the door is locked. So what I might do is draw the next shape, but we'll mark it as locked so that we know we can't go that way. Right, so I will draw a little lock symbol there. We can't go that way yet. So we'll go back this way and we'll go up this way instead. We've got an unlocked door next. And we've got a big old area. And I now realise that I've done these bits, that I need to make it clear which ways are onward routes and which are not. So I'm just going to go around all of the actual walls with this red pen quickly. There we go. So we know that we've got one onward route there, one there, and one there. And what did we roll? A monster. So we've got a monster in here. D66. 44 again. What are the chances of that, eh? The decapitated. He lost his head. Now he wants yours. So there's one of these. His attack is D6 with a guillotine blade. He has, I think that says 3 HP. But he's got padded armour, D-4. Always aims for your neck. +1 DR to defend. Alright, just reminding myself of the combat rules. We start by rolling for initiative. D6. And on a 4 to 6, we go first. We're going to start by attacking. To hit, roll strength for melee or presence for ranged and scrolls. So I suppose it's DR12 as it is for other stuff. Yeah, it doesn't say anything otherwise, so I guess it's difficulty roll 12. So that means we roll a D20. We add on our strength since we are attacking with a melee weapon, our hand axe. Here we go. 7. Bad news. Adding on our strength is 8, 9. That is a fail. So when attacked, we roll agility DR12 to avoid getting hit. It says DR12 for the agility roll, but it doesn't say DR12 for the attack. Oh, I think the whole there's a DR12 at the end of the attack sentence for everything. I think that's what it is. Right, so we're adding on our agility, which is -1, so that's pretty bad news. 13 -1 is 12, and we have to beat the difficulty roll, not meet or beat. So that is a failure. Oh no, actually, and also because we're adding on +1. Yeah, +1 difficulty roll to defend, so we would have failed anyway. Right, so the decapitated is doing D6 damage. We have light armour. The D6 damage, 3. The light armour is D2, so either 1 or 2 taken off that. 1 rounded up is 1. Is that how that's going to work? The armour always blocks at least 1 point of damage, but maybe 2, I think. So that means we're taking 2 points of damage. Not a good start. Taking us down to 11. Right, let's try and attack again. Hopefully more successful this time. 16, that's more like it. 17, 18, that is a success. So we are going to roll to deal damage. We're using our hand axe, which is D6. 3 points of damage. Could have done with more than that, especially because we've got some armour here, haven't we? Which is a fat layer. Am I looking at the right one? I'm not. Padded armour, still the same thing though. -D4. Oh dear. 2. So we've done 1 point of damage. Then the enemy gets to attack us back. 19. That almost landed on 1 then. It's a bit disappointing. So that's definitely some damage. And it is doing D6. 1. That's good news. Our armour will block that. So we'll attack again. 10. 11, 12, that is a fail. Then they attack us. 3, that, hang on, did I do it wrong earlier? I was thinking of that. It's the Morkborg style, so you're not rolling for them to attack, you're rolling to defend, and that is a fail. So I think I might have done it incorrectly earlier. So this is me attempting to exceed a difficulty roll target of 12 in order to avoid the attack. We have failed, so we're going to take 3 damage minus 1, so 2 points of damage. So we're already down to 9 with our first enemy. I could run away, but come on, we've got to have a bit of luck here. 19, there you go, that's more like it. Let's see if we do any damage. 2, and their armour is going to block 1, so we're doing 1 point of damage. This is pretty painful. Then we're going to roll to avoid their attack. 11 minus 1 is 10. That is a fail. Crikey. 4 minus 1, 3. We're taking another 3 points of damage. Should I be running away? Should I be running away? Well, I suppose we could just let this guy die and then roll up another character quite quickly. So I suppose we'll stick with it. Have I been unlucky here, or is it just particularly brutal? I don't know. But I've got no way at the moment to heal. So this is probably bad news. 16, okay, 17, 18, that is a success. Let's try and do some damage. 4, so that's going to be, a minimum of 1, so that is going to take the decapitated head seeker out. Blimey, that was pretty brutal. I don't think I get any loot for that. Do I get loot? Oh, loot. When killing a monster or boss, you gain their starting HP in silver. Alright. Not bad. So the starting HP for this guy, I think it was 3, wasn't it? Yep, 3. Did we not start with any silver? I suppose we didn't. So we'll record our silver here. And once we've killed 4 monsters, or 4 different monsters, once we've killed 4 different monsters, we are able to level up. So that is our first unique kill, and it's probably time to push on into a new room. So we're going to roll on the encounter table. 10, NPC, and once again I've forgotten to actually put the next room down, so we'll do that first. Next room is not locked, and it's the same kind of room as the last room. Let's find out what NPC we've got in here. D66 roll. 53. And that gives us Namcap the Reeking. He is an unknown type of NPC. Is Namcap the Reaping a bloated yellow creature with a huge mouth? It stinks like old cheese. Presence difficulty roll. What do they want? To taste a ghost once again. Any undead will do. What do they offer? The more scroll your mouth will enlarge and swallow 1 normal monster. Brilliant. But we've got to bring them an undead, or I guess a dead undead, if you see what I mean. And if we do that, then we will get this handy scroll. What do we use the presence roll for? Okay, so if we want, we can attempt to bargain using our presence, which is quite strong. If we exceed the difficulty roll, we get what they offer for free. If we lose, they will no longer trade with us. We can also choose just to give them what they want and get what they offer. Can't bargain with merchants, makes sense. And we can always leave an NPC and come back later. So that's probably what we're going to do. I'll make a note and we'll come back later. If this dude had something that would allow us to heal, I might risk doing that presence roll test. But as handy as that thing sounds, we don't desperately need it right now. Alright, let's push on into a new room. So we've got a junction. No lock. And let's find out what's in here. 2. Empty. Alrighty. Next door is locked. So as we did last time, I will jot this onto the map anyway, and then I'll just mark it as locked. And so we will go the other way instead, and that door is not locked. I'm going to say this one here is blocked because that's going down into my notes there. And let's see what we've got in here. 11, it's another NPC. 14 gives us the corpse walker. Oh no, this is the monsters table. Wrong table. Try again. Should we go? We'll just go 14 on this table instead. Mr. Knucklebone. He is undead. A skeleton with a long red beard and a top hat. Love it. Difficulty roll of 12. What do they want? Skin. A leather armour will do. What do they offer? A key. That would be quite handy. A key would open one of our locked doors, obviously. So I suppose I could drag in the decapitated and give him and his skin to Mr. Knucklebone. I don't see any reason not to do that, other than the fact that it's pretty gross. I think I might just cross out the decapitated, just so we know that we can't use that corpse for anything anymore. And Mr. Knucklebone is going to give us a key. Pop that over there. And maybe I should put a tick next to Mr. Knucklebone so we know we've sort of actioned that NPC. We've given him the skin that he wanted so desperately, and everybody's happy. Okay, so let's go on to a new room. Is that locked? No, it's not. That one's going to go up there like that. And what are we going to have in here? 8. Some treasure. Just what we needed. What have we got? 42 gives us, come on, something good. A potion of rage. I would rather have had something to return my health. A potion of rage. It's worth 40 silver though. You can make 2 attacks per turn for D6 rounds of combat. That is pretty handy. Another unlocked door. I think you're supposed to turn these around in a certain way, but I'm just going to position it like that. And in here, I don't want an empty room. 13. Oh, I might regret that decision. We've got a monster. Let's see who we're going to face in here. 24. A Zug cultist. Oh, we could have up to 6 of these. Black robes, scarred faces. They're attacking with daggers that do D4 damage. Only 1 HP, no armour. Will attempt a summoning ritual every second turn. On a 4 to 6 on a D6 they succeed. Roll a monster. So we could end up with more monsters. Let's find out how many cultists we've got here. 3. Could be worse. So I guess we can only kill 1 at a time. So who is going to go first? 3, I think that's them. That's bad news. So we need to presumably avoid 3 attacks here. 17, so remember I'm rolling D6, adding on agility. Our agility is -1, so that takes it down to 16, but that is exceeding the difficulty roll of 12, so that is good. That's the first one avoided. Second one, 7. We are failing to avoid that one, so it's getting us with his dagger, which is doing 2 points of damage. Our armour is going to absorb, I've rolled a 3, and our armour is D2. Half of 3 rounded up is 2. So that means that all of the damage is being blocked. So the final one, can we avoid that cultist? 5, no we can't. Getting stabbed up for 4 points of damage, and we are absorbing 2. So we're taking 2 points of damage, which is taking me down to 4. Do I stick it out, or do I run away, or do I use my potion of rage? It feels like a bit of a shame to use the potion of rage on such a low level bunch of enemies. But it doesn't matter if I don't get out alive, then it doesn't matter, does it? So I might as well use my potion of rage, and if I recall correctly, that will give us 2 attacks for d6 rounds, 6 rounds. So if I haven't killed them in 6 rounds, then I don't deserve to get out of the dungeon alive. Right, so we are going to attack the first Zug cultist. 1, that is a fail. I don't think we have anything happen if you roll a 1 or a 20 in this game. No. Okay, so we missed the first one, but we're getting 2 attacks. 17 plus 2 is 19, so that is a solid success. 6 points of damage. They haven't got any armour anyway, so actually I don't really need to do that roll. So that is the first Zug cultist defeated. Unfortunately, the 2 that are remaining are going to get to attack back. And that was my agility roll, just to remind you. So a roll of 16 is a success. 16 minus 1 is 15, which is more than 12, so I've managed to avoid the attack of the first one. And 5, that is a fail, so I cannot avoid the attack of the second one. D4 damage. 3, is our armour absorbing more than 1? Yes, it's absorbing 2, so we're taking 1 point of damage down to 3 health. So here we go. This is us attacking, hopefully for the last round of combat. Remember, we're getting 2 attacks because we used our potion of rage. 14, 15, 16, that is a success, so that'll kill the first cultist that is left. 10, 11, 12. Sadly, that's not killing the second one. I think I should have rolled, shouldn't I, to see whether they summon an enemy in the last round of combat. We'll do it now. So we are rolling d6, and if we roll a 4 to a 6, they succeed in summoning a monster. No, thank goodness for that. Right, so I need to avoid the attack of the final cultist. 15, 14, that is a success, so we are attacking them back. 5 is a fail, but we get a second attack. 13, 14, 15 is a success, killing the final cultist before they are able to summon an additional monster. And that is our second type of enemy that we have defeated. We can carry on into another room. Let's do that. Oh, wait a minute. We need the silver, don't we? So it's equivalent to the starting HP, which I guess was 3 because there was 3 of them. Now we can go into a new room. We've got a little bendy corridor. And in this room, 4, we've got a structure. I think this is our first structure of the game. "25" gives us the maze of the Minotaur. Corridors twist and turn, an impossible labyrinth. Something's breathing heavily. Test presence to locate the Minotaur. And we've got some stats here. Oh, it will help us in the next fight if we find it. I thought it was going to attack us then, but it is not. So we're doing a presence test to see if we can find it. My presence is 2. 20, that's a solid yes, isn't it? So let's put that here. So Minotaur that helps in a fight, and it's got HP HP 9. I've written 6 for some inexplicable reason. No armour, gore, D8 damage. Wow. That is definitely going to be helpful. If I had more than 3 HP, I'd be feeling a bit hopeful now. But I don't. On to the next room. I think we'll put it going down that way. And then we'll join it up with this room here, maybe. Yeah, because we've got a key now, so we can go over that way. I'm always thinking, how can I make my maps visually pleasing? It doesn't matter for everyone, but it matters for me. So rather than continue it on in a wiggly windy way over that, I'm gonna cut it off here and make it a little bit neater. Let's find out what is in there. If it's an enemy, our friendly Minotaur companion can help us. 14, it is an enemy. It is a monster. 21, a necromancer. Oh, there might be 1, there might be 2. Let's find out. That is 2. We rolled a 3, so that means that we have got 2 necromancers, ragged robes and black eyes. They attack with a necrobeam, D6. They've got 2 HP. Their armour is a bloody mess. No, looking at the wrong thing. They've got 4 HP. They've got no armour. When their HP is halved, the necromancer summons D6 skeletons. Well, that's just ridiculous. So each one is going to summon up to 6 skeletons. However, I suppose if we manage to defeat all these things... No, we're not, are we? That's far too much. But we've got the Minotaur helping. I don't feel too good about this. I'll mark the necromancers on the map. Right, we'll have a go, shall we? Not feeling too good about it, though. That means we're going first. So here we go, attacking the first necromancer. 4. That is pretty rough. Then our Minotaur is going to attack. So I guess I just have to do a straight difficulty roll for the Minotaur to attack. 16, that's a success. They're doing D8 damage. I suppose if they're immediately killed, they won't have a chance to summon the skeletons. 4 points of damage, no armour. I think that makes sense, right? If the necromancer's dead, how can they summon a skeleton? So the first one is dead, but the second one is going to attack us. Well, are they going to attack us, or are they going to attack the Minotaur? Should we do a roll? 1 to 3, they attack us. So they are going to attack us. We need to do an agility test to see whether we can avoid that attack. 14 minus 1 is 13, so we do avoid the attack. So then we're going to attack back. 17, that is a solid success. We are doing D6 damage. 3. So because the necromancer's at half health, it is going to summon D6 skeletons. 5, that's a lot. That is a lot. So we've got 5 skeletons here. This is pretty bad news because they do D4 damage, they have 2 HP, and every time when we kill one, there's a 1 in 6 chance that they reanimate. So I think we may have to run away from the skeletons. Well, let's see if the Minotaur manages to attack the necromancer. Yes. So that will do at least 1 point of damage. That kills the necromancer. So that is our 3rd enemy type defeated. So now the question is, are we going to take on these skeletons? And I have 3 HP, but I do have armour, and they don't do that much damage. Well, they do D4 damage. I am a glutton for punishment, though. Let's do 1 round and see how it goes. Right, well, it is the enemy's turn, so each of these skeletons is going to have a chance to attack us. On a 1 to 3, the first one's going to attack me. Yep. Am I going to be able to dodge it? No, that's a solid no. How much damage is it doing? 3 points of damage. How much is my armour absorbing? 3, not 3 though, because it's halved, rounded up, so it's 2. So I am taking a point of damage. How does the elemental missile work again? Does it only hit 1 target? Doesn't say otherwise. Does D8 damage just to one target, so that's not very useful. I don't have anything useful. I think we're gonna have to run away, or try to run away. You can escape a tile by rolling agility DR12. If failed, the monster attacks you once while you escape. Maybe I should have done that. I didn't have a chance to do that, did I? Because it was the skeleton's turn. I think these skeletons are going to kill me before I can escape. Second skeleton. Who's it going to attack? It's going to attack the Minotaur. Is it going to succeed? The Minotaur fails to dodge and takes 2 points of damage, going down to 7. Next one attacks. Who does it attack? This is the third one. Also attacks the Minotaur. The Minotaur fails to dodge. This is pretty rough on our old Minotaur friend. Doing 1 point of damage. At least it's not attacking me, I suppose. Then the fourth one is going to attack me. 13, this is my agility. This is dodging, isn't it? So agility is -1 to 12, which that is a fail. So we are taking 2 points of damage, but our armour is blocking both of them. Good news. Last skeleton. Oh, I rolled a 9, which is a failure to dodge, but I don't know who was dodging. It was us. We have failed to dodge. We are taking some damage. 2 points of damage. And we are blocking both of them. Right, so now it is our turn to act. And we can choose to try and escape by doing agility DR12. Here we go. 16 -1 is 15, so that is a success. We escape the room and we're going to go down into this room here. Pretty rough. We could do with something that would allow us to regain some health. But okay, at least we survived these skeletons. Alright, I had a little bit of a break there, but as I recall it, we just narrowly escaped from the skeletons. And so we are progressing on. We will go back down that way because I'm going to join that on, potentially, or that'll become a dead end. We'll see. Right, next room. Yep, looks like that's going to become a dead end. And actually, I suppose I could just connect those two up, make that a dead end. Should we do that? Well, then we're on the other side of that locked door, but I don't really care, because I like the idea of connecting those rooms up. Alright, so that one's a dead end now, and we've got a new area here. Let's put a couple of cracks in the floor. Alright, and we need to see what is in here, if anything. That's a 9, and that gives us some treasure. That is good news. I think what we'll do is we'll play to the point where we are facing another new enemy, allowing us to level up the character, and we'll call it a day there. Unless, of course, we die, which is moderately likely given the fact that we're on 2 health. 26. Light armour. Well, we have light armour. Okay, so we've got some extra light armour. It's worth 50 silver, so we can theoretically sell that. Not sure if there's a limit to how much we can carry, but I don't think we're there yet anyway. Okay, so we're now on the other side of the locked door, so I would argue that we still can't go that way, which is interesting, unless we open the door, which is, we've got a lockpick, so we can more easily open that door. Otherwise, in order to get back to this side of the dungeon, we would have to go through this room full of skeletons. But we've got 2 options at the moment, so we'll take one of those. We've got another locked door. So we'll say that one goes down. So this door is locked. So in order to go that way, we'd have to use our lockpick, I guess, or try and do something else. We've still got one option here, but annoyingly, that door is locked as well, so I think we'll have that way. So that gives us no options unless we use our lockpick. Oh, we've got a key as well. Can we just use a key to open a door? I mean, obviously, that's what they're for, but is it as simple as just saying that door is open now? Must be, mustn't it? Okay, so if we use a key, there's a 50% chance the key will break after use. So on a roll of a 1, 2 or 3, the key breaks. Key has broken. So our key is done for. So at the moment we just have a lockpick left and some light armour, and we're going to say this lock here is open. And still we have no way of healing. We are stuck on 2 health and there's nothing we can do about it. So hopefully we find something in this room that will help that situation. 4, a structure. 36, a shadow temple. A very bright flame on a shrine makes everything cast huge shadows. Your shadow is draining your energy. D6, if you roll equal to or below your agility modifier, subtract 1 from this ability. Oh, well, my agility modifier is -1. I cannot roll equal to or below that number. So we are safe. Nothing else happens in this room, I guess. So we'll carry on into the next one. Oh, it's another locked door. That is quite frustrating. We'll draw that in, but we'll try and go that way as well. Right, so I've marked that door as locked. I've also blocked off this exit here, potential exit on the other side of the locked door, because there's not much room for that to go into. And we'll try going this way as well. This door is not locked, and we've got a nice big crossroadsy area there. Let's find out what's in this room. 10 gives us an NPC. 63, Hagrid Hammerhead is a dwarf miner we've come across here. His beard wraps around his body and even his arm hair is braided. What do they want? To find silver ore. What do they offer? To give you 40 silver up front, but if you find the silver ore, he takes it all. A silver ore, something on the treasures table. So silver ore is not something on the treasures table. Okay, I'm not sure how we would find silver ore, but he's going to give us 40 silver, and then if we find some silver ore, we have to give it to him. So I'm going to pop him on the map, and I've made a little note that we have to give him the silver ore if we find it. Have I put him in the wrong room? Doesn't really matter, does it? He was actually in this room, but I've drawn an arrow to that room. Doesn't matter. Okay, let's go down this way. And we've just got a nice simple corridor. I think we'll bend that round that way and then we can join those two up. And in here, 15, we have a monster. Probably the monster that is going to finish us off, unless we are very lucky. Try that roll again. 43. A trilobed watcher. I think that's what that said. The writing is possibly a smidge too small in this game. A trilobed watcher. There's one of them. It's a floating eyeball with 3 burning pupils. Its attack is a fire beam that does d6 damage. It's got 4 HP, no armor. When hit, test toughness or take additional d2 burning damage without armor reduction. Ooh, bad news. So let's find out who's going to go first. 5, I think that means me, doesn't it? Yep, we go first. So we are going to attack. Here we go, and we're aiming for more than 12, right? 13 plus our strength, 14, 15. So we have landed the attack. And we're doing 4 points of damage. Wow, I think we've just... And it's got no armour. Brill. So we have killed the trilobed watcher, very luckily, in our first hit. And that is our 4th enemy, 4th kind of enemy that we have defeated. And that means we can level up. After killing a boss or 4 different monsters, roll d6 for each of your abilities. If you roll higher than your modifier, gain +1 to that ability. Oh wow. Your max HP is increased by 1 and restored. Roll and add luck. Oh, so we get some additional luck. You can sell and buy stuff before continuing at the shop. The shop pays full price when you sell. Wow. So leveling up is a pretty big deal, and I have really bought some more time for my character here. Okay, so for every modifier, if we roll above it, we can increase it by 1. So my strength is increasing by 1, up to 3. It feels a little generous, but that's the rules. Agility will definitely increase by 1 because that's -1, goes up to 0. Presence, not increasing. Toughness, increasing just about to 2. Max HP increases by 1, so our maximum HP is going up to 14, and HP goes back up to max, so it's fully restored, and we get some additional luck, and we can buy stuff. 4, is that? Yeah, so we're getting 4 extra luck. Wow. And we can theoretically buy stuff because we've got 46 silver. What do we want? Well, we could afford a longbow, theoretically. Quite like the idea of having a strength potion. That's going to cost most of the silver, so we'll get one of those. And when I use it, I get +2 strength modifier for D6 rounds of combat. So if I'm up against a particularly tricky enemy, or indeed the boss, that'll be very handy in the boss fight. In fact, I feel like I'm probably in a decent position to take on a boss as soon as one rears its ugly head. But I think we're going to stop there, because I can't go on forever on screen. That was Grotten, one bit deeper, my second playthrough. As you can see, it generates a really interesting, unique experience every time you play. And we've only just, again, touched the surface of the options and encounters and events that are in this book. I mean, how many enemies did we have? 5, including the skeletons. And there's 36 of everything in this book. So there's 36 structures, 36 different treasures, 36 NPCs, and 36 monsters, of which we've only encountered 5. And we haven't even gotten to the bosses yet. I can't remember if there was a boss in the first playthrough, but we've got 10 unique bosses, including Mug the Formless and Devil King Jaco. Fantastic fun, I think. I hope you do too. In fact, I imagine you do if you've made it this far. So thank you to Sunzenaut for making such a fabulous little game, and thank you to you for watching this far. If you did, do consider liking and subscribing. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.